Senator Cedillo, Gabriel Buelna with the Nonprofit Network. We're doing our first show, which is focusing on the nonprofit world out there, and this is going to go to thousands of people in your potential district and across the nation. So we're excited because you brought up something about a nonprofit economic stimulus plan. Well, we'll get to that in a second. Tell us a little bit about you and why you're running and why you believe that you're better.
Well, I think we are the best candidate for this field. I think the record speaks for itself. Over 25 years of public service, a career that began working for the community service organization, a 15-year career in the labor movement, 11 years as a legislator, an effective legislator who's written 80 pieces of legislation, signed by 3 governors, 2 of them Republicans, 1 of them a Democrat. Legislation that's expanded out access to health care for the poor and the working class. Legislation that's created jobs. Legislation that's improved the quality of transportation, improved the quality of our environment, and improved the quality of our life. And it's very measurable, it's very documented. We credited with saving 25,000 jobs in the 90s. Saving the entire county healthcare system. We bring a record of effective leadership, progressive leadership that's based on giving a voice to those without a voice.
Now, you came out early in support of candidate Obama. When a lot of the candidates were coming out for Senator Clinton, now U.S. Secretary of State Clinton, why did you do that as we go on to basically what you're wanting to do as a nonprofit economic stimulus plan? Tell us about that.
I joined the Senator's campaign earlier than most, because I believed in him. He's an incredible young man with tremendous intellect and a very solid moral compass. I did it because I thought it was the right thing to do. It wasn't popular at the time, but I think ultimately right is might. I did it because he took a courageous stand on an issue very important to me. Driver's licenses for undocumented motorists. He voted for it when he was a senator in the Illinois legislature. And during the debates, he was very clear. He would not waver on it. In several private meetings I had with him, he made it very clear. He said, look, Senator, I'm for it, I voted for it, and I'm not going to change my position.
Excellent. Senator, right now you have the governor is proposing to let go of a lot of prisoners, inmates who have drug and alcohol problems, which we don't know how they get those, but in prison. But how would you help some of these nonprofit drug and alcohol centers that are closing right now?
Well, clearly, we have to think about this more critically. It costs less for us to treat someone for their disease. It's a scourge of our community. Drug and alcohol problems can be really traumatic for the family also and for a community. But we need to treat them as that, problems of dependence and addiction. If we do that, that's much cheaper, more productive, and more, it's more in terms of life-saving than it is to incarcerate people. Incarceration doesn't do anything other than remove people from society. And people's primary cause of their criminal activity is the fact that they have an alcohol and drug addiction. We should solve that by solving the drug and alcohol.
But where are we going to get the money?
You know what? Let me tell you both with respect to the state of California. There's tremendous amount of money. We don't have a shortage of money. But we have a shortage of leadership. We have the wrong priorities. We ask working people, the middle class and poor, to pay more than they're able to, and then always looking out to make sure that we don't offend those who have benefited from our society and who have the most resources and who have the most capability today. That's a fundamental problem. We have a growing divide between wealth, poverty in the state and in this nation. And in the state, there's no shortage of money. This is the 8th largest economy of the world. 50% of America's billionaires live in California. 25% of America's millionaires live in this state. We're not short of money, we're short of leadership.
Well, let me ask you a question, 2 more questions, and then we'll finish off. You had a soldier in Iraq who, because of some stress, he killed 5 soldiers, and they arrived this morning. And you're seeing a lot of an uptick in suicide. You're seeing an uptick and a lot of stress because of what's happening in the economy. A lot of people are losing their jobs, which means their health coverage, which means they don't have access to a lot of the mental health services. What do you think Congress, and specifically, I know some will see it as controversial, but should we use stimulus money to really help people psychologically make it through this time period, through mental health?
Look, stimulus dollars, here's how we turn around the economy. What we did during the Depression, we invested in infrastructure. But today we have to expand the definition of infrastructure. Healthcare facilities, including mental health, should be thought of as infrastructure. Not just bricks and mortar, but actually building facilities and then training people. That's what you call sustainable economics, training people for jobs in the health profession, including mental health. That's an absolutely appropriate use of stimulus dollars, because then those become real jobs in our economy, woven into the overall economy, and creating an incredible benefit for our community.
Is there, tell us, in your own words, what's the fire that is driving you as we finish this second part and final, and in a few days we'll see the results. What's the fire, the gut that you can tell people out there, why Senator Gil Cedillo should become Congressman Cedillo, and don't be shy. Don't be shy. Don't hold back on us.
I really come from this community, not in the rhetorical way that people talk about.
You were a quarterback, weren't you?
I was quarterback.
Where?
Roosevelt High School.
Okay.
Roosevelt High School, varsity quarterback. But I wasn't always a senator. I'm more, and I remain Mary's son, Gilbert's son, the person who rode on the bus with his mother to the sewing factory and found joy running around the factory. My Crayola was the one black Crayola they had there.
Now, Senator, you'll forgive me. You went through tragedy.
Yes.
What could the world learn about the tragedy that you went through?
Well, you can learn a lot. You can learn faith and patience. And you learn that there are things that go beyond our control. And you can learn that there is strength in life to do what is just.
Senator, thank you very much. Thank you, and good luck to you. And after Tuesday, we'll be interviewing you to see where you're going to be taking us. Okay?
Looking forward to it.
To the nonprofit world, thank you very much, and we'll see you at the next episode.